So here's the great thing about this, right? So let's jump right into this. How to raise revenue. What are some fun ways we can do to raise revenue, man? We kind of talked about a little bit, right? So we talked about RV boat parking, right? So most
Uh-huh.
people just think about a storage facility, don't think about these extra stuff as well. Like you RV, that's not cheap to store that. Because if it didn't have that canopy on it and some hail come through it, it can cost them thousands of dollars. So it has to be compensated to park that here, right? So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, right? And it
Agreed.
doesn't need climate
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
If it does need climate control, you can charge a lot more, right? So
Right.
boats. So yeah, boats. You got a boat. A lot of people don't. Even if you stay at home, and especially in these big cities or whatever, it's not a place to put a boat. So you got to find you a place to park like a storage facility like this to park your boat out there, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I think the other amenities that may go into one of these type of facilities. I mean, the first one that comes to mind for me is security. I mean, if you put some sort of security system in there, whether it's an automated thing like you referred to earlier, or cameras or anything like that, obviously that draws a greater value. If I'm going to store something in this that I know there's a higher level of security, uh, and that can translate into more revenue. You can charge a
Yeah.
little bit more if it's a secure facility. Now, most of them, of course, are secure to some degree,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of different things that can be added to that that would increase the security on that.
So what about insurance, right? Of course, you can have insurance on your property, but
Yep.
if you're paying insurance, you got to pass that on to your people as well, right? Which
Yep.
means that your rent will be raised a little bit higher, so you can cover theirs as well.
Yep.
But by you doing that, you're raising the property value up now.
Yep.
So so there's multiple ways to actually do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go ahead.
Well, I was just also going to think, as I'm trying to think of ways, locations is a driver for revenue, you know, and I know a lot of people that like to buy land that is on the path of development. Well, because eventually, as the development reaches out to where you bought that land at, the same thing could be translated here in the self storage.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a facility that's just on the path of growth, and today you may be renting those things out at X number of dollars. But as the development catches up to where you are, then obviously you can increase your rents accordingly because of just now proximity and location.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true. That's so true. What about some of the so-called small things that you can do, but also brings revenue as well? What about locks? We
Oh,
talked
yeah.
about
Look at that's a great
insurance,
list there. Yeah. Yeah.
U-Haul rental,
Yeah.
boxes, tape.
Yeah.
All these different things that you can use. Another one I was thinking about too. Hand trucks,
Hmm.
the dollies or whatever the case is. These things need to be rented. When people moving, they need these type of things, right? You could be that person, that company to actually provide those things for them.
Yeah.
What I've seen with U-Haul, right? They used to. I don't know if they still do this or not, but they used to have a cart along with some moving. Was it moving? What do you call it? Covers or whatever the case is in the back of the truck that they was renting. And if you broke the seal, then you pay for it for the
Okay.
rental. But if you
Yeah.
didn't break the seal, you're good.
Yeah.
So you can actually have that, in maybe in a room out there, whatever, where a person want to purchase something like that, and you can charge for that.
Yeah.
Every dollar you raise, as far as revenue is concerned, that raises your property, that raises your investment.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing just popped in my head that's maybe not so much off topic, but we talked about the variety. What about these pod containers?
Wow, yep,
Yeah,
that's another one.
those in some cases, if you have the right kind of property and the right type of organization, you know, those containers are of essentially mobile storage units.
Yes,
And so, if you and it's a lot easier for the tenants is because you can deliver that pod to their house, they can fill it up, and then you can take it right back out to wherever the property is itself, have
Yeah.
some sort of organizational chart in the event that that tenant put something in that box that they needed at a later date. So that's another, flexible type of structure, if you will, about another way to do it.
Yeah. That's
And that
true.
way you come to them rather than them have to take their fill up a pickup or rent a U-Haul to take all their stuff to that. So
That's,
there's all sorts of various ways and just what the marketplace needs at that particular time.
yeah. And again, a lot of this stuff you can do without actually physically having to be there. All that can be done like really online. A
Yeah.
person orders that and it gets sent to their property, gets wherever they're going to be, whatever the case is. So it
Yeah.
truly can be something that's unmanned situation and can generate a lot of revenue if done right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely important, man. That is something, man. That is something. So locks is where you imagine every person who buys a storage facility probably gonna say, I need a lock too.
Yeah.
I'm weird a little bit. I probably have 5 or 6 different locks, but average person probably don't have one,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
what are locks now? $5, $10 or something like that.
Oh,
That adds
probably.
up.
Yeah. Yeah. It does.
That
Absolutely.
adds
All
up.
those things are incremental.
Yeah,
And if you're turning that same unit over 2 or 3 times a year,
here, yeah,
yeah, there you go. So that's
time
all that.
50
That's all that.
units.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is so true. Wow, wow, man, this becoming greater and greater, man. Ideal, man. This storage facility.